WMMC HD3 Detroit, KMPS HD3 Seattle, WBMX HD3 Boston.
And on AOL Radio and Yahoo Launchpad.
CBS Radio's The New Sky.
What dreams may come. Are you seeking personal guidance? Spirit Guide Radio presents Psychic World with John G. Sutton. One of Britain's top clairvoyants is your spiritual guide.
248-545-SOUL.
CBS Radio's The Sky. Believe.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Psychic World. I am indeed John G. Sutton, and with me this evening is my incredible co-host, the amazing Countess Starella. Good evening, Countess.
Good evening, John. How are you, my dear?
Oh, very well, thank you. And we've been very busy this week, following last week's amazing show. Many people contacting us. And this week, our special topic is artistic inspiration. It's about poetical, like messages from beyond. But first of all, I'd like to remind everybody that this is a phone-in show. You can call in and you can speak direct to me, John G. Sutton, or you can speak to Countess Starella, and you can ask us questions about your personal life. You can ask us questions about matters pertaining to you, or you can discuss, of course, our special topic. And the number to call is 248-545-7685. And as I say, the special topic this evening is about inspiration. Poets throughout the years have been believing that they are inspired. People call themselves, they say, well, they read the poems and say, this is actually a work of genius. Well, when we talk about genius, we've got to look at the etymology, which I don't want to give you a lecture on the etymology of words, but genius means that we are being communicated with, as in through a genie. So the genius of the poet, some say, is not from within, but from without. And certain poets have claimed that they were inspired divinely. One of the poets that believed this was the Lakeland poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who wrote a very famous poem called Xanadu, which he said it was given to him, and he acted virtually as a scribe, that he just wrote it down as it was being given to him. Mind you, Samuel Taylor Coleridge was known to partake in some kind of stimulants. Xanadu, if you are not familiar with, is in Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where caverns measureless to man ran to the sea. Of course, the other Lakeland poet, who actually claimed that he was a genius, well, very modestly, was William Wordsworth. You know about William Wordsworth, don't you, Countess?
Love him. Fascinating.
A fascinating character. He was internationally famous, of course, for his probably his most famous poem, Daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vale and hill. But the poem that actually I'm going to read this evening from William Wordsworth is a poem that I feel touches us all as spiritualists, and I'm a spiritualist myself, because I believe in eternal life. I do not believe in death. I believe that there is another dimension, and that we were in the other dimension before we came to this dimension, because we are spirits experiencing a human life, not humans experiencing a spiritual life. Would you agree, Countess?
Yes, I do, and every day there is more and more evidence to that.
To that effect. Of course, we've had a passing this week. The wonderful Sylvia Browne has moved on, been promoted into the world beyond, so well done, Sylvia. Groundbreaking performance here, and no doubt you'll be receiving a thunderous welcome in the world beyond as I speak now. Sylvia Browne, wonderful lady who made her mark in this world and will no doubt be continuing her work in the world beyond. You remember Sylvia Browne?
Yes, I do. I was very, very surprised and saddened by the transition, but I'm happy for her to be in paradise.
She will be in paradise in the world beyond. And as I was saying, one of the works from William Wordsworth, the wonderful Lakeland poet, and his house is still there, by the way. If any of you decide to come to visit the United Kingdom, you can actually go and see Dove Cottage, where William Wordsworth lived. I took my friend Lois J. Bereen and her stepmother to see Dove Cottage some years ago. Lois wrote some of the songs which we've already heard on this program, and she's divinely inspired, although she might not think it. I'm going to read now a poem inspired by the genius of William Wordsworth, which touches very much on the spiritual subject. This is just an extract from Ode on Intimations of Immortality from Recollections of Early Childhood by William Wordsworth. Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar, not in entire forgetfulness, and not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come, from God who is our home. Heaven lies about us in our infancy. Shades of the prison house begin to close upon the growing boy. But he beholds the light, and whence it flows, he sees it in his joy. The youth, who daily farther from the east must travel, still is nature's priest, and by the vision splendid is on his way attended. At length the man perceives it die away, and fade into the light of common day. That's from William Wordsworth. And I think you would agree that that is how spiritualists and how I believe that we cometh trailing clouds of glory. We have been here before. Would you agree, Countess?
Very inspiring and in total agreement, absolutely. We feel it. We get these inspirations and vibrations frequently.
Tell us a little bit about how people can get in touch with Countess Starella.
They may find me at CountessStarella.com or on Oranum, ORANUM.com.
Oranum.com. That's a wonderful website where people can actually contact Countess Starella, who is, of course, one of the major stars there. You just look up all the psychics, and there's a photograph of the wonderful Countess Starella.
I am enjoying it.
You're enjoying it, and we've had a number of calls over the last week. I believe you have, and I have, following our show. You can contact me. Don't forget, through PsychicWorld.net. That's what you go onto the internet, PsychicWorld.net. I've also had a number of people saying that they particularly like our singing, believe it or not.
Seriously? How lovely.
Yeah. Give us some more of those wonderful duets.
Blimey.
Yeah. So don't forget, people, if you want to call in about your problems, your worries, your any wonderful stories that you've got to tell us, linked into inspiration of poetry, or if you want to talk about your life, your money, career, love, particularly, we seem to get a lot of people who want to talk about the romance in their life. Yeah, do ring in. Are you up for singing us a song, Countess?
Oh, why not?
I've got a great idea. Seeing as we've been talking about inspiration, one of the songs that I've always found that inspires me was Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon. I like that. Of course, it's sung by Frank Sinatra, and I'd like to sing it like Sinatra, but I'd like to sing it like Edward Sinatra, his brother.
Who dat?
He didn't have a very good voice, by the way.
Oh.
So I'm going to sing it. I'm going to sing Fly Me to the Moon. Would you join me in Fly Me to the Moon?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars.
Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me.
Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore.
You are all I long for, all I worship and adore.
In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore.
You are all I long for, all I worship and adore.
In other words, please be true. In other words,
I love you.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Countess, the amazing Countess Starella. Yeah? You enjoy that?
Love that song. You picked a good one.
Yeah, and you knew the words as well. Yeah?
Oh, my goodness. The whole family singers. We were raised on music.
Great. Now, we were talking about poems that have been inspired. A poem that I was inspired to write some months ago was a poem about flowers, and it tells the story of life. We have previously heard it on here. It's a beautiful poem, I believe, and I'm sure we can play that. Can we please play Flowers? Flowers in the fields, wild roses grow, God's way of letting us know the most beautiful things sent from above. Flowers show us the power of love. I was just a child, aged only 3, out in the garden by the old oak tree. Picked some daisies growing there free, made a little posy for my dear mummy. As I gave them to Mum, said, I love you. These are the flowers, I picked them for you. I was 18 years, she was sweet 16, the loveliest girl I had ever seen. She held my hand, my heart beat fast. I had found the one for me at last. That Valentine's Day, the roses were red. Gave them to my girl with love, the card said. On our wedding day, my bride wore white. The flowers were glorious colours, so bright. She held my hand, yes I will, yes I do. Together forever with a love so true. Her pink bouquet she threw to a friend. That night we knew our love would never end. Through the years gave her flowers to say, our love is true, just like our wedding day. Each Valentine's the roses were red, sent them to her with love, the card said. Anniversaries came, the silver and gold. Time passed, but dreams don't grow old. Our children all grown sent us flowers to say to our mum and dad on your special day. But time is a thief, and to all it will come, the final journey for us had begun. Now we lie side by side, our spirits are free, and the flowers above are placed there with love. Flowers in the field, wild roses grow, God's way of letting us know the most beautiful things sent from above. Flowers show us the power of love. Flowers show us the power of love. That was a poem that I felt inspired to write some months ago, and it's been recorded as a song by my friend Lois J. Bereen from Columbus, Ohio, and her friend Jack Wills. You know some poetry, don't you, Countess?
Oh, Yes.
You've been inspired? Go on.
Oh, I believe my mother is sending us a limerick from the other side.
Go on, then.
Oh, Mom. Okay. On the breasts of the barmaid from Yale were posted the prices of ale, and on her behind, for the sake of the blind, the same thing was written in Braille. Mummy!
Hey, you've been inspired. Hey, your mother's a real character. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, wonderful. Countess Starella, yes, that brings us back to earth. 248-545-7685. Call in. This is Psychic World on CBS Spirit Guide Radio, and we'll be back.
You'll find paranormal mysteries, supernatural, and psychic phenomena are decoded by one of Britain's top psychic mediums, John G. Sutton. Go to PsychicWorld.net to book your consultation today. A gifted clairvoyant, John uses his incredible power to see or even hear what has been or what will be in your life. He can decipher your dreams, your voices from beyond, and identify the spirits or elemental beings in your life. Radio host and medium of Psychic World, John can consult you privately at PsychicWorld.net. Most importantly, John can predict your fate, fortune, and love destiny. Book your consultation today at PsychicWorld.net. International best-selling author John G. Sutton's books include Psychic Pets and was featured on the Walt Disney Animal Planet show, Pittsburgh, USA. And he can communicate with your spirit animal, too. Consult with one of Britain's leading psychic mediums, John G. Sutton, by going to PsychicWorld.net. If you are seeking guidance, John will use his supernatural powers to tap into your past, present, and future to guide you on the right path. Go to PsychicWorld.net and book your consultation with Britain's leading psychic, John G. Sutton, at PsychicWorld.net.
Who wants to be right as the rain is better when something is wrong? You get excitement in your bones and everything you do's a game. When night comes and you're on your own, you can say I chose to be alone. Who wants to be right as the rain? It's harder when you're on top. 'Cause when hard work don't pay off and I'm tired, there ain't no room in my bed as far as I'm concerned. So wipe that dirty smile off. We won't be making up. I cried my heart out. Now I've had enough of love. Who wants to be right in the high when you just crumble back on down? You give up everything you are, and even then you don't get far. They make believe that everything is exactly what it seems. But at least when you're at your worst, you know how to feel things. See, when hard work don't pay off and I'm tired, there ain't no room in my bed as far as I'm concerned. So wipe that dirty smile off. We won't be making up. I've cried my heart out. Now I've had enough of love. Go ahead and steal my heart to make me cry again. 'Cause it will never hurt as much as it did then when we were both right and no one had blame. But now I give up on this endless game. 'Cause who wants to be right as the rain is better when something is wrong? I get excitement in my bones even though everything's a strain. When night comes and I'm on my own, you should know I chose to be alone. Who wants to be right as the rain? It's harder when you're on top. 'Cause when hard work don't pay off and I'm tired, there ain't no room in my bed as far as I'm concerned. So wipe that dirty smile. We won't be making up. I've cried my heart out. Now I've had enough of love. Yeah, but no.
CBS Radio's The Sky.
The Sky.
Now back to Psychic World with John G. Sutton, presented by Spirit Guide Radio. Call John G. Sutton now.
248-545-7685.
Welcome back to Psychic World. My name is indeed John G. Sutton, and you can call in tonight on 248-545-7685. My co-host this evening is the amazing Countess Starella. Hello, Countess Starella.
Hello, John, and hello, dear listeners, and I hope if you're in America, you're preparing for a delightful Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah, we don't celebrate that over here. We used to have a thing called Harvest Festival, which seems to be a celebration that's no longer really practiced. We certainly don't have any national holiday for that. It's a national holiday in America today, is it not? Or tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's the day. We've been talking about inspired poetry. And the poem that Samuel Taylor Coleridge decided, or he declared that had been communicated to him was Xanadu. And if we get time a little later in the show, I'd like to read you some of Xanadu by Kubla Khan. Yeah. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree. Now, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, as I said earlier, was known to take a substance called laudanum. Do you know what laudanum is?
Yes. Didn't Edgar Allan Poe also indulge in this?
Well,
I believe so.
It was said that Edgar Allan Poe did. But there is a theory that certain people who were jealous of Edgar Allan Poe's amazing ability, and he is one of my all-time favourite authors, oft upon a midnight dreary as I pondered weak and weary over many an ancient volume of forgotten lore. Yeah, quoth the raven, and nevermore. I have a brilliant recording of Vincent Price reading The Raven.
Do you know I met Vincent Price when I was 5 years old, and it has stayed with me. It is as vibrant as the day it happened.
What was he, a magnetic personality? It struck me so.
He was so handsome, and he was so tall. I mean, naturally, I at 5 years old would think him rather tall, but he was an art collector. I don't know if you know that. He had great fascination for art, and he was doing an exhibition of his favorite works of art, and there I was.
Fascinating. Edgar Allan Poe, yeah, and Vincent Price, yeah, together. He does the voiceover in The Haunted Castle at Disney, doesn't he?
Yes, and what a distinctive voice.
A very distinctive voice. So there you are. We've remembered Vincent Price tonight and Edgar Allan Poe. We've got a caller we'd like to speak to. Can we speak to Rose, please? Is Rose on the line?
Hello, this is Rose. Hi, John.
Hello, Rose. Thank you very much for calling in. Rose, I have spoken to you before. I know I have. And I remember that I made some predictions for you, as I do.
Yes, you made some amazing predictions, and they're just manifesting in my life right now. So I wanted to let people know calling you to talk to you about their lives is a really good idea, because good things can happen when you know about them ahead of time.
Well, if you've got it flagged up and you know that what you've got to go for, I think that's how psychics should work.
Exactly, precisely. Well, I just remember at the time hoping that, that these things could happen or would happen, but they seemed quite far away, but actually predicted down to the day. You said the 27th would be a magical day, and it's been the most magical day that I've had in years.
Today is the 27th, yeah. I mean, don't forget.
That's right. So I wanted to call in and make sure to let you know that indeed you were correct, sir. That the 27th was an amazing day in my life. And to thank you so much for sharing your gift with the world.
Well, that's very kind of you, Rose. One of the other gifts that I have is for healing.
Yes,
yeah?
Amazing.
And this came about. It isn't that long ago. I mean, I've been working as a psychic for virtually 30 years now, but it was about 6-7 months ago. I was woken in the night, and surrounding me were angels, and people may believe this or may not. It's up to them. But and I woke and I was actually speaking as I walk, and I was saying, I am not doing this. And the angels around my bed said, you are doing this. And a most brilliant white penetrating light shone directly through me. And it said, you will do this. And since that day, since I woke the following morning, I've been healing people.
With great success, with amazing success. You know, I've had you actually stop headaches in their tracks.
Well,
you know? Really just been an amazing, stunning talent in terms of channeling, you know, the universal energies of good.
The universal energy, yes, that's what it is. But it comes through me. People say, I hear people say, I'm a wonderful psychic, I'm a wonderful healer. Believe me, if they are the real instrument, that's what they are, an instrument. They are not, it is not them.
It's like a guitar. It's like, you know, the guitar isn't making the noise, the player is making the noise. Psychics are like the guitar for God.
Absolutely. And what do you think about that, Countess?
I am so happy for you, Rose, and I love the way you're looking at life, and I hear something lilting and adorable in your voice. Congratulations on all your successes and healings.
Thank you so much, and it was great speaking with you guys. I'll get off the phone so some other lucky person can talk to you.
Oh,
well, Rose, don't go yet because I want to make some more predictions for you.
Oh, fantastic! I would love that. I just didn't want to, didn't want to hog up all the time for the other callers.
No, I understand, but it's very important. I mean, you've gone to the trouble to call in this evening on 248-545-7685, and it's important that I give you the information that I'm going to give you now.
Wonderful, I'm excited.
Where you're living at the moment, I feel that there has been some questions hanging over this property, but the questions are resolved. Am I right about this?
Yes.
That the questions are going to be resolved. There are certain alterations that have to be done, and I believe that the property has to be brought to a different standard, like a higher standard. And then I feel that you're going to, because money is coming in during the next 6 to 12 months, that by the time we get to Thanksgiving in the year 2014, you have made such a leap forward that you are moving to a property that directly overlooks the beach, overlooks the sea, and I believe that this will be quite a substantial property, and this involves music in some way. There is music going to be at the centre of the source of the funding that's coming in. Now, I believe that you are particularly gifted, either as a songwriter or as a musician, because you will be at the centre of making the music that actually makes the money, that brings the money in. Also, I know that your partner is going to be a success with another business venture, and there are contracts on the table within the next 7 to 14 days, and he has to examine these, and the actual prices that are going in for these contracts have got to be very carefully considered. Does this make some sense to you, Rose?
Yes, they do. And in terms of those prices, what's the best way to determine? I mean, it's difficult to make bids and make sure as a contractor that you'll make money. You want to make them high enough that you make money, but, you have to be able to negotiate down in case, you want the job, but you also want to make money. So it's difficult sometimes to ascertain what the appropriate bid would be.
Well, it's like if somebody asked me to, say, build a motorway, If it was going to cost me £100 million and I put a bid in at 80 million, then it won't be very long before I'm bankrupt.
Exactly.
So,
that's exact. Well, what was suggested to me was that just whatever I suggest, whatever that my husband suggested as a price, to quadruple it. And then we have a place to negotiate down from.
Well, you can certainly do that. You've roughly got the idea anyway, but that's the problem. But let me tell you this, Rose. It's a problem of success,
Wow.
it's a problem of success. It's not a problem where the phone stopped ringing.
Right. We've had that.
Yeah, well, forget that. The phone is ringing, yeah? And the healing, yeah? Rose, I know that you've had some health problems. Listen, I'm going to send you some healing now over the air, yeah?
That's amazing. I love that. Thank you so much.
And as I do this, yeah, everybody that's listening can tune in and get some healing as well. So I'm just for a split second now sending you healing powers. And everybody who's listening, please, you tune in. If you felt the healing powers, phone in and tell me that you want some more. It's Psychic World on CBS Spirit Guide Radio, 248-545-7685. Thank you very much, Rose, and we'll be back.
Thank you.
Past the road to your house that you never call home, where they turned out your lights, they say you'll never know. I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind, both of us never tiring, desperately wanting. When they pumped out your guts, filled you full of those words, you were never quite right, deserving all the chills. Said the worst is over, take it over again, then that's what went wrong. Will they turn you on again? Will they turn you on again? I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind. Both of us never tired, desperately wanting. I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind. Both of us never tired, desperately wanting. Kick 'em right in the face, make them wish they weren't born. And if they bring up your name, will they say you was the one? Petty birds in the world, never give it a chance. And then they ask what went wrong. Well, you never had it right. No, you never had it right. I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind. Both of us never tired, desperately wanting. I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind. Both of us never tired, desperately wanting. I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind. Both of us never tired, desperately wanting. I remember running through the wet grass, falling a step behind. Both of us never tired, desperately.
CBS Radio's The Sky.
The Sky.
Now back to Psychic World with John G. Sutton, presented by Spirit Guide Radio. Call John G. Sutton now.
248-545-7685.
Welcome back to Psychic World. I am indeed John G. Sutton, and with me this evening is the amazing Countess Starella. Now, just for a brief moment, Countess, if people want to get a private consultation with you, how would they go about that?
They may come to CountessStarella.com or the magical world of Oranum.
That's Oranum.com.
Yes.
It is, yeah. It's a great website. You can also contact John G. Sutton there. My psychic name there is Psychic John G. Or you can just type in John G. Sutton. I'm sure that you'll find me. Or please, the main way to get me is through my main website, which is PsychicWorld.net. PsychicWorld.net, or you can send me an email. Do that, just write it down. It's john@PsychicWorld.net. And I promise you I will get back. I answer all my emails, sometimes quite succinctly, but I do answer them. So if you would like to call in this evening to speak to me or Countess Starella, it's 248-545-7685. And our special subject this evening is on the inspiration of poetry, poetic inspiration. And one of the poems that did inspire me as a young man, and indeed through my life, has been by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Tennyson also wrote many famous poems, one of them most notably being The Charge of the Light Brigade, which isn't a particularly spiritual poem. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward into the valley of death rolled the 600. It's about the Crimean War, when they charged into a valley and were blown to bits by the guns. Yeah, but the poem that I'm going to read this evening by Lord Tennyson it's about the transition between this world and the next, and it's called Crossing the Bar. Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. Crossing the Bar by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The bar, of course, being a nautical term. A specific point in the sea and a specific point in our existence as we move between this world and the next. Because there is no death, there is only eternal life. Another dimension where those that have passed before will be waiting to greet us in eternal happiness. And I believe that each day we're alive on this world, in our physical form, we are building our home in the world beyond. So if you go through your life and you're actually doing good each day and helping other people, doing no harm be the first rule, yeah? Then when you step through into the world beyond and you're introduced to your new location, it will be a beautiful palace, a paradise that you have built. Of course, if you decide to be an absolutely aggressive, nasty, horrible piece of work, welcome to your mud hut. I'm not living in that, I'm afraid. You certainly are, yeah? Countess, you've got a favourite poem, haven't you?
Oh, so many. Maybe I'll just throw in one by Anonymous, also known as the Countess. How about that?
Is it not another one about them barmaids, is it?
No, it's very lovely. It's called Mademoiselle Delamare.
Let's have it.
Mademoiselle Delamare, as she's seen from afar, floats down the Seine on a long firelit barge. Silk of aquamarine cloaks this delicate queen, and the moon gives her long auburn hair a new sheen. She might have been a dancer, or some wistful chanteuse, or was she the next Madame Curie? What is the answer? She's become a recluse. Who's set himself up as the jury? I watch her each day, and I feel I must say, come to the shore before life slips away. See Paris again, with the help of your friends. In the city of love, your broken heart mends.
That's very nice. Did you write that?
About 12 years old.
Well, many of the most famous poets wrote their poems at an early age. Dylan Thomas, who was at a time very famous in America, wrote a lot of his poems during his early 12 to 14. He wrote poems, and of course, Dylan Thomas is known as the poet of lost childhood.
Yes.
You know Dylan Thomas, as I was young and easy under the apple boughs, about the lilting house and happy as the grass was green, the sky above the dingled starry time held me safe and honoured among. That's the start of Fern Hill by Dylan Thomas, which is a poem inspired by his childhood home where he lived. I'm going to read a poem now, which I believe is very inspirational. It's called The Tiger by William Blake. Now, William Blake is a metaphysical poet, of course, but this poem is not particularly metaphysical, but it tells the story of the tiger. And I've always found this to be, it just sparks my imagination. Are you ready, Countess?
Yes.
The Tiger by William Blake. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? There we are. The Tiger by William Blake. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can phone in tonight. It's 248-545-7685. And you can also contact me through PsychicWorld.net. I've been doing some healing tonight, and if people have felt the power which I sent out, then please do contact me. The email to contact me at is john@PsychicWorld.net. Or you can go onto my website. There's a form there that you can contact in. You can book a private reading with me. Or you can even book an email reading with me if you would like to send me details. I will be delighted to respond to you by email. And please, one thing you've got to remember is when you're going for a private consultation, make sure that it's clear in your mind what your specific question is. And both myself and Countess Starella will be absolutely delighted to apply our amazing psychic powers. And let me tell you this, the psychic powers come through us. It's from through us. They are not within, they are from beyond. We are actors, inspirational tools, mediums, and that is how it works. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do call in 248-545. This is Psychic World, CBS Spirit Guide Radio, and we'll be back.
Enlighten, empower, enrich. This is CBS Radio's The New Sky. New horizons, no boundaries.
You'll find paranormal mysteries, supernatural, and psychic phenomena are decoded by one of Britain's top psychic mediums, John G. Sutton. Go to PsychicWorld.net to book your consultation today. A gifted clairvoyant, John uses his incredible power to see or even hear what has been or what will be in your life. He can decipher your dreams, your voices from beyond, and identify the spirits or elemental beings in your life. Radio host and medium of Psychic World, John can consult you privately at PsychicWorld.net. Most importantly, John John can predict your fate, fortune, and love destiny. Book your consultation today at PsychicWorld.net. International best-selling author John G. Sutton's books include Psychic Pets and was featured on the Walt Disney Animal Planet show, Pittsburgh, USA. And he can communicate with your spirit animal, too. Consult with one of Britain's leading psychic mediums, John G. Sutton, by going to PsychicWorld.net. If you are seeking guidance, John will use his supernatural powers to tap into your past, present, and future to guide you on the right path. Go to PsychicWorld.net and book your consultation with Britain's leading psychic, John G. Sutton, at PsychicWorld.net.
Moving up outside, the ground is shaking like nothing. A dance terrible sound. A whisper teeming in the sleep. It seems to me to be a sign. I don't believe in such and yet. It seems to me to keep one eye on the situation first. It's good to see you. It's good to see you go. It's good to see you. It's good to see you go. It's really not that kind to terrorize one in one sleep. And if you really tried, you'd probably cut the chase to you. It seems to me that that's a fine way to keep you off your feet. There seems to be no other side for the two ideas to meet. It's good to see you. It's good to see you go. It's good to see you. Keep your mind on somewhere else. Keep your thinking of love. It's good to see you. Change your mind, girl. It's good to see you. Change your mind, girl. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Keep your mind on somewhere else. Keep your thinking of love. Change your mind, girl. It's good to see you. Change your mind, girl. It's good to see you. Change your mind, girl.
CBS Radio's The Sky.
The Sky.
Now back to Psychic World with John G. Sutton, presented by Spirit Guide Radio. Call John G. Sutton now.
248-545-7685.
Welcome back to Psychic World. I am indeed John G. Sutton, and with me this evening is the amazing Countess Starella. Welcome back, Countess.
Good evening and happy Thanksgiving to all of our sweet Americans.
And the rest of the world who's listening on the internet. We've been talking about inspired poetry, and a poem that's inspired me and many people throughout the centuries has been William Blake's Jerusalem. Are you familiar with that poem?
Yes, Blake is delightful.
I'm going to read Jerusalem. And did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountains green? And was the holy Lamb of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? And did the countenance divine shine forth upon our clouded hills? And was Jerusalem builded here among these dark satanic mills? Bring me my bow of burning gold, bring me my arrows of desire, bring me my spear O clouds unfold, bring me my chariots of fire. I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land. Jerusalem by William Blake.
Lovely.
Yeah. Bring me my chariots of fire. A certain gentleman I know wrote the screenplay for that, called Colin Welland, who won an Oscar for the screenplay of Chariots of Fire. He was my school teacher, you know.
Wow.
Colin Welland, yes, he was about 6'1", he weighed about 18 stone, and he slippered me, bent me over the table, and whacked me on my bottom. I've been looking for him ever since. I mean, I'll tell you, I have, yeah. All I did was speaking during school meals. I mean, and I saw him on TV, this is no joke, he was standing up, everybody was dining, and he was making a speech. Nobody slippered him. He never got his backside clattered. He got an Oscar. Now, is that fair?
The vagaries of fate.
That's it, yeah. Colin Welland, you're on my list, mate. My bucket list. I'm going to play a song now. Earlier in the show, we heard the poem Flowers, and my friend, the amazingly talented Lois J. Berenian, and her colleague Jack Wills recorded that poem and turned it into a beautiful song. Can we please hear Flowers?
Flowers in the fields, the roses that grow, are God's way of letting us know the most beautiful things sent from above. Flowers show us the power of love. Flowers show us the power of love. I was a child, just about 3, out in the garden by the old oak tree. Picked some daisies, dandelions too. Gave them to my mom and said, I love you. Flowers show us the power of love. I was 17, so was she, the loveliest girl I ever did see. She held my hand, my heart beat fast. I found the one for me at last. Lonely times were in my past. That Valentine's Day the roses were red. I gave them to her with love, the card said. Flowers in the fields, the roses that grow, are God's way of letting us know the most beautiful things sent from above. Flowers show us the power of love. Flowers show us the power of love. On our wedding day, the bride wore white, a love like a flower that bloomed so bright. With love strong then, as it is today, flowering forever in our bouquet, the light of love that lit our way. Anniversaries came, silver and gold. Time passed, but dreams don't grow old. Our children grown sent us flowers to say to Mom and Dad on your special day. But time is a thief, and to all it will come. The final journey for us had begun. Now we lie side by side, our spirits are free. Together forever, he and she. Flowers in the fields, the roses that grow, are God's way of letting us know the most beautiful things sent from above. Flowers show us the power of love. Flowers show us the power of love. Flowers show us the power of love.
Flowers show us the power of love. The amazing Lois J. Barine from Columbus, Ohio, with Jack Wills. Can we please speak to Melissa from Oregon?
Hello.
Hello, Melissa. You're doing wonderfully well. You want to know about progression in life. You're doing a lot better than you think. Would you like to have a quick word with my colleague, Countess Starella?
Sure.
Hello, Melissa. I'm so elated at what is going on around you. It's as though the energy and the vibrations in the air have heard your plea for success. Angels guide you, my dear. Imagine what you most want. Allow these beautiful inspirations to come to you. Next year will be a remarkable year, and it should be quite a lovely Christmas, too. I'm so happy for you. I feel something amazing is changing, and don't you feel it, too?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I just hope that it stays and that this is like the path that I'm on into an enlightened, very loving, positive life with lots of abundance and prosperity, because it's been a really hard life for me, you know, with lots of addictions and lots of crazy stuff and, you know, bad relationships and all kinds of stuff. So I really hope that starts getting better.
That was the past. Now the moments of today belong to you. You have made the decisions.
You think this Christmas is going to be really good too?
Absolutely. Peaceful
Awesome.
and a centered feeling that you are at source. You are at the height of your spiritual power and your ability.
I am.
Yeah, your abilities are huge now.
Do you have any? Do my guides or anybody, like any family members on the other side, have any messages for me? Like any of them?
There are a couple of them. The guides say, stick to your truth, set your boundaries, and there seemed to be a female family member saying how proud she is of you. Someone who has known you for quite a while.
Oh.
Yeah, Melissa, yeah, there is a lady comes to you, and I feel that you should have experienced a presence in your room. Don't be scared by this. I believe that this is a grandmother figure, and she's coming back, and she's showing me a doll that was given to you as a child that you should have somewhere. Melissa, unfortunately, we're running out of time very rapidly this evening, but if you'd like to call us again next week, please do. You know the number, 248-545.
She was in my room?
Yes, she's in your room. You saw her. You should have seen like a mist forming. She was trying to communicate with you. She will communicate with you. If you call us next week or get through to me or Countess Starella, you contact me through PsychicWorld.net. Melissa, we have to stop now. We're coming to the end of the show. Thank you all very much for joining us on the eve of Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, America. Thanks for being with me this evening, Countess Starella of Aranum.com. It's Psychic World on CBS Spirit Guide Radio, and we will be back next week.